So some interesting news coming out of Chelsea Football Club in the response to which players will make their European squad. So Chelsea, of course, in the UEFA Conference League, the third tier of European football this season. Now, obviously, there was a lot of noise around the club when it came to not only how many players they have in general, but of course, Raheem Sterling as well being left out of the Premier League squad and also left out of the Conference League squad as well. So yeah, he wasn't too happy about that. Has since moved to Arsenal on loan, which I think is a fantastic move for both the club and the player. But some headlines have been made in the wake of Chelsea choosing their Europa Conference League squad. And that is that two of their most important players, well, definitely one, I'd say their most important player, Cole Palmer and also Ben Chilwell, who I believe is the club captain, have both been left out of the Conference League squad. Now, there's a few reasons for this. I'll go into the details of it. Shout out BBC for doing an article on this so I can react to it properly and get all the details here. But yeah, interesting for sure, because obviously Chelsea have a massively bloated squad, and that means that unfortunately a lot of players have to miss out. Now, a lot of players have left. A lot of them are left on loan mainly, but there's still a huge core of the squad. I think there's still like nearly 35, 40 players there, which is pretty much double what you actually need. But let's have a look at what's happened here, because is Palmer going to be putting a statement out with his agents being like, oh, you've mistreated me, you lied to me, you made me promises, but you lied to me, Chelsea? I don't think he is, but let's get into why. So, Cole Palmer and Ben Chilwell are among 4 senior players left out of Chelsea's Conference League squad. England forward Palmer, midfielder Romeo Lavia, defender Wesley Fofana, and Chilwell have all been left out of their squad to reduce their workload. Chelsea could play about 80 matches this season in 5 competitions, and you might be wondering, how is that possible? Well, I'll tell you how it's possible, because they are in something called the FIFA Club World Cup, which is going to take place between the 24-25 season that we're in now and also the 25-26 season, which is next season. That is a 32-team tournament that's being hosted in the United States. Chelsea, Man City, Real Madrid, it's got an absolutely huge amount of clubs that are going there, and because of that, that is an extra, I believe that is an extra 7 games on top of their season. You add in the FA Cup, you add in the League Cup, the Premier League, and the Conference League as well. It is a lot of games. So it's understandable why Palmer and Chilwell will be left out, because this is just, I believe, this is just for the group stage. And in fact, it says it on here, Chelsea can re-register the trio for the knockout rounds on the 6th of February when the squads are resubmitted. So basically, they're not wanting to risk them in the group stages. So Chelsea, obviously confident that they can get through the group stage without much trouble, and to be honest with you, I think they can. Sorry, it's group stage. It's the league phase now. I already did a video explaining that. I've got to get used to that. Some other players have also been selected in their place. So young midfielders, Cesare Cassedi, never heard of him, Carney Chukwuemeka, I haven't said that right, and Mark Gui. Mark Gui, that's a lovely name. They've been selected in their place as the Blues look to spread minutes across fringe players in a competition they are strong favourites to win. Yeah, that's true, and plus no team will drop down from the Europa League either. The teams that are contesting the league phase are the ones. One of them is going to win the competition. It cannot be anybody from the Europa League or the Champions League. It's got to be a Conference League team, and I'm all in favour of that. I think that's a great change that UEFA have made. Criticise them all you want, but there we go. Left back Chilwell, however, has been dropped and continues to be on the fringes at Stamford Bridge. He has been under. Some people are thinking he's going to get transferred away. Manager Enzo Maresca has told the England defender he has no future at Chelsea, which I think that's shocking. I think he's a good player. I know he's been injured a lot, but I think he's a good player. But again, he's just one of them they just want to sell off. Chelsea's kind of rotation and squad turnover, that's the term, has been ridiculous. But they haven't been the only ones to leave out some good players, some players that are normally in the first team. Spurs have had to do the same thing as well. They've had to leave Jed Spence and Sergio Reguilon out of their 23 Europa League squad as well. And again, there we go. So they could only name 23 players actually with that. It should be 25, but because of a lack of club-trained options, they're down on it. So Spurs leaving some players out. Chelsea leaving some of their best players out. Their best player, in my opinion, Cole Palmer, without a doubt. But there we go, guys. Blues fans, don't go fretting over this. Palmer is not going to be annoyed at this. I'm sure that he'd rather play them, of course, but at the end of the day, he is but one man, and he can only play so many games, and 80 matches in a season. Football I would say it's going mad, but it's gone mad a long time ago. But there we go, guys. That's why. For much more football news, do keep it tuned right here to thefootballchronicle.com. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell as well for much more content just like this.